What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project, this is another mod by Jackyl. This is the BMW 3 Series E21. There's two configs available of this one. You've got the standard one or a race/sport one. I don't know where that one's available, but this one's available in the barn, the junkyard, or the auction house, and we got ours from the auction house. We didn't go for the race one today. I think the only difference is a big old spoiler that sits on the back there, which we didn't want to use. I'm not a big fan of massive spoilers. We'll see if we should have changed our mind a little bit later on. You have to let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, as I said, we got this from the auction house, the bad auction house, and it's in pretty bad condition. Not awful, but pretty bad condition. Did we get a good deal for it, though? Absolutely not. 19,650 is what we paid, and we could sell it for 16,604, losing out on 3,046 before we even begin. But we will be drag racing this one today, so maybe we can win a tournament and clear a lot of that back before we even get back to selling it. The engine in this one is the i4 M31 turbo engine with only 125 factory horsepower. So we've definitely got our work cut out with this one today, adding performance parts and tuning this one up. We do have an ECU, so we are in with a bit of a chance of at least doubling that engine's horsepower to maybe 250, maybe a little bit higher. We shall see as we go on, but this is what we're going to be working on today, and I can't wait to get stuck into it. We do have some liveries to check out from Zaraki on the workshop, but before we do that, I've got the Salem Spectre Fastback onto the show car board. 5 of you voted in total, coming out with an average score out of 10 of 9.59, so thank you very much for that one. Going in second, just after the Salem GW 500 sound system meltdown. Absolutely love that config. Did I pick that config up? No. But we should maybe add it so that you guys can play with it. So I'll add it to the Discord channel a little bit later on for all you lovely members. And if you want access to that, hit the join button below. Join the VM Garage Club. Join us on Discord and have some fun with my configs and liveries, because that's the only place I will be posting them from now on. It's £2.99 a month, or whatever that may be in your local currency. But anyway, back to this E21. We do have the ECU, so tuning should make it a little bit better for us. But this is what we're going to be working on. We need to get it started, though. Everything's floating at the moment. So let's get it into the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up. In the car wash with the E21, let's get it cleaned and see what's underneath this dust and grime. What have we got going on under here? What colour are you at the moment? Will you be staying that colour? You are a green at the moment, and I don't really know what to call that green. It's not the nicest of green I've ever seen, so it probably definitely won't be staying that colour. Still very rusty though, but let's get the interior done, get all of that cleaned, get this beast back on the lifter, start getting all of this engine and engine bay cleared, ready to strip everything else down and get this beast all back together. First off, let's check for that oil pan. There is an oil pan there. Took me a little while to see that one, but let's get the drain over then and get all of that oil drained out. Very dirty and not a lot of it in there. So there we go. We'll just crack on with that one. Let's move on up, though, and get this starter out to start with. Nice and simple. Out you come, our first rusty bolt. Do we have a drive shaft, or is it just missing? It is just missing, so there is a drive shaft there. Add that to my shopping list now so we don't forget it. And let's jump in and get this gearbox out of here. Out you come. Just the 4 more bolts and no rusty ones. And we should probably grab the front exhaust section while we're here. Do we have a little bit of clipping under there? Tiniest little bit of clipping on the steering rack. That is just what it is. It isn't too bad. I'm liking that, though. Let's get it back down and let's get that engine ripped out of there and then see what we got going on inside the engine bay. Over you go, crane, and let's get you pulled out, hopefully. There we go. That's what we like first time. Seems a little while since I've done that. There we go. But let's jump in and see what we've got going on inside the engine bay. So first off, we got a radiator without the fan housing kit. Just double checking. Are we missing anything else? Doesn't look like it. Some stuff on the suspension. We'll come to that later. So we got a wishy-washy reservoir, coolant reservoir, the air filter that did connect to the engine, which I like, with an air intake hose on it. Brake servo, ECU, fuse box, battery, and back to that radiator down there. Fuel tank and fuel pump is down the back, so we need to sort that one out. But what have we got missing from our lovely suspension? Quite a bit by the looks of that. Sway bar end link, couple of bushings, all 4 bushings for the front there. The hub bearing, I'm assuming the hub cap, and then obviously the brake caliper and the pinions, pistons, whatever they're called on that side. Down to the back, doesn't look like we're missing anything on the one side. Over to the other side, we're missing a lot. It's drum brakes on this one, so we're missing an arm, bushings, another arm, some more bushings, drive axle, the actual shock itself, the spring setup, there we go, and obviously that brake drum in there as well. So I'll come back to that and make sure we got all of that sorted later on. But as we're here, let's get the liquids all cleared from the engine bay. Right-click, go into normal mode. Right-click, additional tools, drain tool. Click and hold on the container you want to empty, and it will drain it all out. I'm going to crack on, get the rest of this all drained, get it all stripped out, repaired, replaced, or upgraded, ready to go back in, and then we'll come back and sort out this beautiful BMW's bodywork. That's everything repaired, replaced, or upgraded, ready to go back on the beautiful BMW. I don't think there's much bodywork left on this one, so let's just start stripping it off. Rear bumper, you're a piece. That tail light's definitely a piece, along with the rear window and the body window just there. And that might actually already be everything apart from our floaty steering wheel. So let's get our floaty steering wheel out of there. The rear bench is part of the bodywork, so we don't have to worry about that one. And that looks like it should be everything. I'm on the right screen, but front license plate is apparently missing. How am I going to rectify that? I don't really know what to do there. I'm going to go with that's everything for the time being. Let's sort the frame out. It's at 25%. I bought the car for a little under 20,000. What do we reckon today? Probably, I'm going to 1750. I've been wrong about a few of these. 2,000, not far off. But let's jump in and take a look at the body shop for the E21. There she is. There isn't many mix and match parts we can play around with. For example, we start at the front. You do have lots of car part ones. It depends whether we want single lights or double lights on there. We'll have to make that decision in a minute. Car part 2 is the big old spoiler, which I don't think is on this config, so we don't have to worry about that. I think that is a sway bar in the engine bay, I believe. Car part 4 we're definitely going to need. 5, the wipers. 6 is the M badge. And we do have a few front bumper options to have a look with. Do have a front end, door, window fenders, hood, just the one. Rear bumpers, a couple to play around with. Mirrors, there's a couple to play around with. And then the headlights, you've got your single or your double light option. And tail lights, just the tail lights, along with the trunk and the windshield. So there we go. Let's start getting this back together. In fact, I'm just going to go... What do we even take off? Just the rear bumper and a tail light. Let's just buy everything new for this build. Let's go from the top and see where we end up. From the beginning, we're going to skip across them for a moment. We do need a front end. So let's get you on the front end. This might fix our license plate issue. Is it still going to tell me we still need a license plate removed? It is, and I don't know how to fix that. I don't know how to fix that one at all. Is there a break in that? I don't know. That looks weird. But anyway, front... Oh, let's just go for the hood next because there's only one of them. And we'll get these fenders while we're here as well. In you go for that fender. On for the hood. Round to the other side for that fender. Then we need that BMW badge. Car part 6. On you go. Let's go by the windows while we're here. We'll just get all of them because they are just what they are. In you go, and in you go. And then we can come back to the wipers in a moment. Swing around, get all of these windows in nice and easy. Just obviously need to get the doors in. So now we need the wiper part. So let's go and buy the wipers. There they are. In fact, we'll buy the dashboard while we're here as well. Get that plonked in. In you go there. That looks better already. On with the wipers. So let's just go and grab the doors. Front left, front right. Get them on along with the windows. And then we can start hopefully playing around with some of the bits that we have options for. So in you go, round to the back. Oh, trunk and tail lights. Let's get all of that in. Tail light, trunk. In you go, trunk, tail light, and tail light. I'm still a bit disappointed about this front license plate, but maybe when we put the bumpers and stuff on, that will change that one. So let's just go for our rear bumper. Now that's the normal rear bumper. What is that just body coloured but with a bit of trim in it? Let's have a look at you. So you still have like the black trim line, but you will go body coloured. Oh, but you've got like a chrome bit of trim in there. Is that going to matter? Let's just take that one off and get the other one on for the original one. And then we'll just look at this plain white one and see what that looks like once we throw it on. So you're the original. That's where all the chrome comes into play, I see. But we still don't have the chrome stripes in the centre. So we might get away with this. So let's take you off and go for that fully body-coloured one on there. I'm hoping that's going to go body-coloured later. I think that's going to look quite good. Blank license plate just for the time being at the back so we know it's all on. We'll leave like that like it is for the minute and we'll come back to it a little bit later. What options did we have for the mirrors? Black plastic or body colored. Let's go body colored. Again, we can change it later if we change our mind. Body colored on there, body colored on there. For the front bumper, I think we should do the same as we did for the back and go for the body colored one and see what it looks like once we've got it all painted and things. Oh, that hopefully has fixed my imaginary front license plate. Yes, it has. There we go. There was apparently an invisible license plate on there, but that's now fixed that, so we don't have that broken license plate on there anymore. Now, car part 1, do we want dual headlights or single headlights? I don't know what to do. Let's go. Let's just put a dual one on there for the minute and see what it looks like. It wants the singular one, and again, it's going to want the singular lights, but if we just go and buy the dual lights, that should fix that issue. In you go, and then in you go. Do we prefer that? Or, one moment, please. Or that. What do we think? Double or single headlights? What are we thinking? I'm not sure. I think I like the single. I'll keep the double fender and the double lights on me just in case we do change our mind. But I think I'm going to go for the single on there. I think it looks the best. I think that's probably everything for the bodywork. As I said, we didn't have that big spoiler option at the back because it's a different config. But that should be everything apart from the interior. Now, I know that the steering wheel on this one, it wants the 2002 turbo steering wheel. And I'm going to keep that one. What seats does it want? The E24 650 CSI. Okay, let's have a look at them parts and see what we end up with. It's definitely going to go with that steering wheel. I think it's very fitting. We'll buy one of them seats just so we can get a comparison. And I'm thinking maybe something a bit different, but still BMW. Maybe that's a bit too much. That's the one we got in there at the moment. What else have we got? The M4 GTS, the Pro car. Let's try the Pro car seats. What about the 2002? What do they seats look like? Search for that one. Maybe not on them. That looks a little bit boring. So let's just try the seat it wants. And next to that, we'll go for the Pro car seat. Let's go into photo mode and get a better view, shall we? In we go. I think the Pro car seats just give it that little bit more. Yes, these seats do match in better with the bench, but that's just a little nicer for the front seats. So we're going to go with some aftermarket BMW M1 Pro car front seats, but we are going to stick with that 2002 steering wheel because I do like that one in there. Let's just go and buy our other Pro car seat. I believe we can just search M1. Yes, we can. We'll get that in there, and we'll pop that other seat in. And then we'll double check we've got everything. That's looking good in there. Hopefully we might be able to change the colour of that stitching if we so choose. But is that everything? Don't want that screen anymore. 96%. We are missing something. What are we missing from this beautiful BMW? That might take me a minute to figure out. Let's go into the body shop. Oh, that's not the right body shop. Let's go into this body shop and have a look. Oh, car part 3. Of course we are. Let's get you bought. Let's get you opened up, and then we should be able to just pop. That's not the right mode. Should be able to just pop that one in. There we go. I was a bit worried we were going to be missing something extreme there. Now let's see if we've got everything. 100%, 100%, 100%. That's what we're talking about. Let's get this into the paint shop. Check out some of the new awesome liveries by Zaraki and pick a colour and see what we're going to go with. Here we are then in the paint shop with the E21 at BMW, and I really don't like this green. This is the only factory option on there. Not a big fan of it. So first off, let's check out the liveries. Now, all of these are by Zaraki, and they're fantastic. They're the Alpina stripes, and you do get a little bit at the back there with the Alpina logo and the CI 2.3. In fact, was that there originally? No, you get everything on the back there written on as well with the striping logo. Now, when you subscribe to this on the workshop, you will only see one. I can't remember which one it is. But if you go into that folder in your mods folder, and then check out the liveries folder, and then move that folder to the E21 folder, you get all of the extra ones as well. A lovely light blue and light green on there. Then we've got this golden one. Then we've got the green and white, which I'm a big fan of, and is what we'll probably be using. We've also got the M-Tech stripes on there as well. That's a second config by Zaraki. Absolutely fantastic on that one. And is that all of them? Oh, no, then you've just got the plain white on there. And I think that's all of them. I think that's the one you get originally. And you have to go and add the other colours in the file. So I think we're going to go for this green and white. But we're not going to have it on a solid colour. We're going to go for a matte black on there. And I think that's going to look pretty smart. Hopefully change some of the bumpers and stuff. We shall see a bit later on what we're going to do with that one, but I'm liking that. We go into our water droplet. I'm going to make all the bolts on the engine black as well, and then hopefully put these two colors, maybe a bit of chrome on that engine. We will see what happens with that. So let's get that all painted and see how that turns out. Hopefully it's going to look quite nice, but as I say, we are going to change a few bits. So let's get this rear bumper off. We're going to get the front bumper off as well, along with this grille piece. Off you come, and then we're going to take these mirrors off as well. And I've got an idea, so I'm just going to take a moment, go and paint some things, see what it looks like, get it back together, and then I'll show you the finished product. Well, there we go. After a little bit of playing around, I did the front end in a white with a bit of steel black on there, just on the original kidney grille badges there, looking nice. Front bumpers in a white, matching in with the livery on there, along with that front fender there. Kept the mirrors in black after all. I was going to add some colour. I did try them in white and green, and it was definitely too much. Rear bumpers also in that match to the white, which, by the way, does have a little bit of green in it, just to get it to perfectly match, in my opinion. And then on the inside, I added some lovely green to these seats. It's green and leather, so the stitching on the outside gets the leather holes in it, same as the center on the center piece on there. But I didn't do anything with the steering wheel because it kind of all matched in already. I just put a splash of the green on the seats. Was quite a nice touch, but there we go. That's what we're going with. Also, we've got that lovely front mounted bar in there, also in the stripe matched green. Looking absolutely fantastic. Very pleased with that. As I said, probably going to be one of the metallic-y finishes, green and white on this engine bay. All the bolts are going to be black, so I'm going to try and avoid using too much black if I can. Plus, the engine bay is already pretty dark. So there we go. That's all the bodywork sorted. Now I want to get all the engine and suspension painted, ready to get back on this beautiful car. And then I'll join you in a minute where we'll see what we've done with the suspension and go and build that beautiful engine. That's everything painted for the E21, looking good as it stands at the moment. Obviously, you can see we've already got that suspension in, and we'll be checking that one out in a minute. But before that, let's have a look at the engine bay. We did the radiator in a green. We've got the base of the battery tray in the body, the stripe-matched white on there, with some brushed aluminium rods, whatever you want to call them, and a green plate on top of there. The fuse box is in the white. We've also got the ECU unpainted. The brake booster is in a black and white on there. We've got the coolant reservoir and the wishy-washy reservoir, both in a lovely white. And if we nip around to the other side, the air filter box is in a white. We've got that air intake hose in a green and brushed aluminium, with all the clips in green. Looking very nice. Just finishing that piece off. Once the engine goes in, that one will look a whole load better. On the underside, brushed aluminium on the cross member and on the knuckle there. Then we got white on the shock with green springs. Green sway bar end link, green arm, green brake caliper, and a few bits coloured in the middle there. All our bushings are black with the green centre, and then obviously with that black bolt on the top, just finishing it off there. The sway bar in a full white steering rack, just in a black down the end there. And then obviously we got white and green on the inner and outer tie rods. Down to the back, now it is drum brakes. We did the whole drum in a lovely green. All the connecting arms are in that body matched white. And then obviously brushed aluminium, and then a few extra splashes of colours in there. The rear spring setup is in black, green, black instead of white at the front there, but the rear shock is in a lovely white with a green sway bar, black fuel tank, black fuel pump on there. All looking very nice. Now we've got to see if the engine is going to go nicely in there as well. So let's go and get that beautiful engine all finished off. Here it is on the stand. We've got the block in the brushed aluminium and green, the oil pan in a white, the head in a green and white, and we'd also have a timing cover in the green on here that I forgot to take off. Underneath the timing cover, we've got two timing chain shoes, one timing chain, obviously a cam gear in there as well. Then we got rocker arm A and rocker arm B, along with a camshaft and no connecting rods to support them in or anything like that. Full spark plugs just running down the side there. Fuel filter just at the back, oil filter just underneath. Oh, looking fantastic. But let's get this one all finished off. Timing cover B is the first item we're putting on in the brushed aluminium and some of that stripe matched white on there. Looking fantastic. When it goes in the car, the bolts are all going to go black and it will look a lot better. Water pumps in a white and black on there. Again, looking very nice. We did do the crankshaft pulley in a green, just so we can have a splash of over the topness under here, along with the arm on there as well. And the alternator that went green and brushed aluminium. Again, I kind of wish I could get it to mix the other way round, but it is what it is, and it still looks good. Water pump pulley on the top, just blacked out in there. Can't go anything else in here until we've got this beautiful intake manifold on, so let's get you in. That is in green. brushed aluminium. So you've got green bolts on the outside there with a few green bolts down the bottom there. And then these bolts that I'm doing up now, they're the ones that will go black when we drop it in the car. But now we can get our fuel injection system in, which is in green and brushed aluminium. You saw that one coming already. There we go. Green cabling on it, a few green connections, and the rest of it just in brushed aluminium. Then we can get the serpentine belt on down here. The timing cover C, which is in that body matched white. And then another belt on here, along with our big old radiator fan. In you go there. Lovely done, just in the brushed aluminium, looking nice. Up we go. We got the throttle in here, brushed aluminium and green. Hopefully that's going to look nice when it connects up to that air intake on in the engine bay. Over to the other side, the ignition distributor, fully in brushed aluminium. On you go. The rotor we didn't paint because it's going to get covered up by the white cap anyway. And then obviously we've got a clip on this side and a clip on this side, both in that lovely green. Now for the engine head cover, we went for white and a steel black on there for the writing. I just think it looks quite nice, especially with the black engine bay. It's really going to sort of help define the engine just a little bit more in there. Then we can get in our ignition wires, which are in that beautiful green. Then we've just got the exhaust manifold and that turbo to fit on. This is just in the brushed aluminium. The rest of the exhaust is also going to be in a beautiful brushed aluminium. And the turbo is in that brushed aluminium and green. Looking very nice on there. And that is it for this beautiful little BMW engine. Let's get this turbocharged beast off the stand and get it dropped into the E21. Engine crane's over. Let's get it dropped in. In you go, you beautiful M31 turbo engine. Get that crane put away because we're not going to be needing that anymore. Let's just go into photo mode so we can get better height before we see it. There she is in there. That's looking great. The whites are obviously very separated from that brushed aluminium. Oh, and then we've got a bit of the green in there as well. And all the black bolts really are finishing that one off. I think that looks fantastic in there. Oh, can't zoom around enough. What do you think? Do let me know in the comments below. But we've got a few extra bits to go in this one. So let's get it up in the air and ready to go. Up you go. Got the gearbox, drive shaft, and all of our exhaust to put in. So let's get started with that wonderful gearbox. In you go, just in the brushed aluminium on there. Black bolts just doing it up. Round to the other side, if I could get in there. Cheeky little starter, just in a green. And I've just not forced that with the quality of life or anything, just a normal green. Hence why you get this dull green at the back. But it kind of fits in really well, and I'm liking it. Then we'll do the front exhaust section, brushed aluminium. The middle muffler, brushed aluminium. And then down to the back, where we do have some clipping that I didn't notice earlier. That rear exhaust does go through the central cross member and out the back there. But this is in a brushed aluminium with a white tip. The body matched white just on the tip of that exhaust. Looking quite nice in there. And then the last bit for the time being is the drive shaft. We went for the big carbon drive shaft for more power gains, and then just painted it in a brushed aluminium color just to finish it all off. There we go. Let's have a walk out from underneath and see what this all looks like. Plenty of color under there. Lots of the brushed aluminium. The white's not really showing through too much, but definitely showing off the massive splash of all of them greens. I think it is looking fantastic. Let's get you back down on the ground. We're going to close this hood for the time being. And let's get some windows tinted and see if we're going to do anything with them lights before we come back and sort out these wheels. I don't know what we're going to do with them yet. So let's get on and get our windows tinted. For the front windshield, I'm going to go for a 75. That might be a bit too dark. We'll see how that turns out a bit later. For the body windows, these are all just going to go up to 100% fill all the way around. And the rear window is going to be the same as well. And then for our door windows, we just want to go up to that 75 and up to that 75 on there. We'll check out all the interior in a minute, see if we can see through them. But what other options have we got? Headlights, are these going to... Oh, it does black out the indicators. I mean, I don't want them full black. Can I pick a green? Oh, just splash a tiny amount of green in there. That might look quite good. Down to the 10. Or do we leave it? I think for the minute I'm going to leave it and see what I can do with the rears first. Because, yeah, they're going to look way too much if we did them in a solid green. So how about I just go into the black, slide it down. No, see, that's all going to be too much. I'm not going to do anything with the lights on this one. I'm going to leave them as they are. car part 4. That is the dashboard. Can I change what's going on in here? Oh, I can. Let's go. Let's just go for a 20 and see what happens when we look inside in there. That's all of it. Good. I'm glad we got to the end of that. Let's take a seat in there. That green screen just a little bit too much, I feel. Let's see. Oh, I didn't check the windows. Too busy. Yeah, the windows are definitely too dark. We're going to have to do something with them as well. So let's jump back in. I'm just going to go back to car part 4. And I'm just going to see if I can turn this down just a little bit more. Just so it's got a hint of green in it. Kind of wanted 10%. I don't like odd numbers. There we go. Then we're going to go back to our windshield. And we're going to go down to, I think, 65. We'll try on this one. Around we go to the door windows. And we'll get them to 65 as well. And make sure that all works. In you go and in you go. Let's have another look inside and see what's going on with that green. Still think that's a bit too much on there. But the windows, we're sat very high up. We're going to be drag racing. I think they need just a little bit more, you know. A little bit more coming off of them. Well, I think that's going to about do it. I've gone for 50% on the windshield and the side windows there. And I've taken everything out of that dashboard piece. That was definitely a little bit too much. And I did have to go around and play with all the headlights again. Because after I played with them once, they weren't happy with going back to normal. But we've got them there now. So there we go. That's everything, I think, for this one. Let's get the tinting kits put away. Check it all out. I've just got some liquids to top up in there. Then we're going to sort the wheels out and get this beautiful beast outside in the sun. Here's the rim we've gone for today. This is the E24 650 CSI BMW rim. And I put a vote out on my Discord so that you guys could help me decide. And these were the ones that you guys have decided we should put on this beautiful BMW. So let's take a look. Now, initially, I wanted a 2-color effect on this. But you can't get too many options. If we just go into fully paintable and then just... Actually, that's not a good idea. Let's go to a secondary color and scroll through. You can see that it's not got the necessarily best options. Replace paintable material goes all in one color. Everything also goes all in one color, but blacks out the badge bit in the middle. And then you get an opposite with the colored in badge and then green all the way around. Or that's pretty much about it, apart from this one here, which I did debate. So let's just go to some color options that we think we're going to go for. Maybe let's go green and aluminium. Could we do that? It just doesn't look right. So I changed my mind about it anyway. So I'm going to nip back. Let's just go into our off-white paint. We're going to come off aluminium all the way back to just fully paintable. And we're going to mix it onto replace paintable material just in that white color. And there we go. That's what we're going to go for on our beautiful, beautiful rims today. Let's go get them all balanced and then get them on the car. Just balancing the last rim now. Let's get you on and then we can get all of these beasts onto the car. See how it looks like, especially when we get it down onto the ground. Last one all balanced there. We've only got the one side left to do, so let's just get them all in. As you can see, they've got different rims on them at the moment because I was playing around, getting a few images. But there we go. The E24 650 CSI rim is what we've gone for. They're a 17-inch rim, 195 width, and a 50 profile on that tyre. All 4 corners are exactly the same. So let's get it on. We've obviously still kept them black bolts, but we do get a little case that goes over the top, so you can't see them anyway. Onto the front, as I said, same size, 17-inch rim, 195 width, 50 profile on there. All bolted up, and that's all 4 wheels all done. The liquids are all topped up. This car should now be 100% finished if we get it back down onto the ground. The only last thing we've got to do is pick some license plates, which we'll do in just a moment before we go outside in the sun with this beautiful car. But there we go for the minute. What do you all think? I think them rims are looking fantastic. Thank you for the help in the Discord. Always a pleasure to get you guys to help me along with those builds. If you want to help out as well, click the join button below. But let's get this beautiful car outside in the sun. Let's get it all finished off. Just time for the final touches on this beautiful BMW. Let's get on with it. Off with these front plates, or this front plate. And then I've just gone for BMW E21 on the classic VM plates on there. Ready for sale. Down the back we go. Let's get you off as well and get the new plate on the back there. And then this car will officially be 100% finished and looking beautiful. Loving the Alpina livery that we've got modded in by Zaraki just there. It looks fantastic. I will include a link to the description to that one in the description below. A link in the description below to that one is the words I was looking for. Along with the mod by Jackyl will also be linked in the description below as well. Both available on Steam, so you should be able to easily get them anyway. And I think this one looks absolutely fantastic. But let's get inside and see what that single turbo motor sounds like. Let's get you started up, Seat position's a lot higher in this one, but we're drag racing anyway, so it shouldn't matter too much. Let's get you started. Nice little tick over on there. Give us some gas. Lovely bit of turbo whistle. I do love that sound. Absolutely fantastic. And the engine still sounding pretty mean at that top end as well. But now we need to get this beautiful little BMW onto the dyno, see what its horsepower is, what its drag rating will be, and then get it onto the drag strip. On the dyno with the BMW E21 with its i4 M31 turbo engine, sadly only with 125 horsepower. How much have we increased it by? How much have we added? And what will its drag rating be? Let's have a look. Oh, we couldn't quite double it, only coming out at 119 horsepower gained, 95%, almost a whole new engine, but not quite, bringing us out to 244 total horsepower from this lovely little BMW. Sadly, drag rating of C, 224. I don't think we're going to be breaking any records on the speederboard today, but we are still going to the drag strip nonetheless. Even if we're entering a C-Class race, let's see how we can do with the beautiful E21 BMW. But before we do that, let's get in and have a look at the gearbox tune I've gone for today. This has taken quite a bit of fiddling, probably around an hour's worth of back and forth to the drag strip, trying to get this the best I could possibly get it. We've gone for a 4.25 ratio. Everything's been adjusted ever so slightly. 54k in first gear, up to a measured 192k in fifth gear. Whether we quite get all the way up to there, we'll have to wait and see until we get onto the drag strip, because we are already doing quarter of a mile now, so we don't have the full run. So we'll have a look in just a moment. We do also have a fully tuned ECU Stage 3, 16% power gained with that one. And if you want to see how to easily do that, there is a short just up in the top corner here. It's also linked in the description below. Also, there's a link to the carburetor tuning in the description below as well if you want help with either of them. Very easy ways to do it. But enough about this. Let's get our beautiful little BMW onto the drag strip and see what she can do. Here we are then at the drag strip with the 3 Series E21 BMW. Let's get into it. King of the Sands, quarter mile, and obviously we're entering in at C-Class. We're only just in C-Class anyway, so we'll go for that one, and we'll pay a 600 credit entry fee. Who have we got up against us today? Our first race is against the Audi Sport Quattro. That's four-wheel drive. That's going to be hard to beat. My brother here, just Sam, in the Jokified Batmobile. Loving that one. Who else have we got with us? We got Payne / Dead Bob in the VM at Rally Audi Sport Quattro. That's quite hard. Pac-Man 9mm, nice to see you in the Plymouth Roadrunner 440. Loving that as well. Let's get on with it, though. Our first race against the Audi Sport Quattro. Can we win? I certainly hope so. Two absolute German powerhouses facing off against each other. The Audi Sport Quattro, designed and built for rally, was an absolute beast in the rally stages. And then we've got the 3 Series E21 BMW, mostly a road car, but paved the way for the M Series. So let's get in. Let's go. Can we beat the Quattro? I certainly hope we can. Off the line, into second, into third. Where's the Quattro? We are pulling away. We are in the lead as it stands in this C-Class drag race tournament. I certainly hope we can win it. Into top gear, and let's get across the line. And that looked like 160 kilometers an hour. It was indeed, with a 13.735 to the quarter of a mile. As I said, definitely no break in the records today. But considering when I started trying to tune the gearbox today, it was around the 15-second mark. So I think we've done quite a good job reducing that time down by just a little bit. But there we go. First race is out the way. We have won. Let's see who we're up against in round 2. Unfortunately, Pac-Man and Payne didn't quite make it through to the next round, but just Sam is, and now it's the brotherly rivalry. The Jokified Batmobile versus the BMW E21. Brother be brother, who's going to win? Let's go find out. Well, hopefully my brother doesn't use the brotherly rivalry card and fire that cannon at us halfway down the drag strip if we are winning. But I certainly hope we can beat it. I love the Jokified Batmobile. It looks absolutely incredible. Beautiful work by French Toast all over for that one. It really does look fantastic. But anyway, we got to try and beat it. So let's go and try and win. Come on, beautiful little BMW. Oh, I've jumped the lights. I've jumped the lights. We don't get a redo or anything. Oh, I'm so disappointed in myself for jumping the lights. That is absolutely devastating. But anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get back and see who's going to win this tournament. And then we'll do another 2 1v1s just so we can get some base times down. Well, these things happen. We disqualified ourselves for jumping the lights. It is a shame. But my brother made it through. Is he going to go on and take the win in this tournament? If he doesn't get it, I'll be very disappointed. He's not going to get it. So who's going to win? The Smith & Parker Roadster F or the Nissan Skyline GTR Nismo R-Tune Edition? Come on, let's find out. It is the Smith & Parker Roadster F. I'm a bit surprised about that. But we did manage to claw back 450 credits from our 600 entry fee, even though we were disqualified. But let's get in. We'll do 2 quick 1v1s just so we can get some base times down and get this one onto the drag strip speeder board. Well, I failed miserably in that tournament, didn't I? So we'll just do some 1v1s to get some base times down. 3 randomizations. 1, 2, 3. And we've ended up against the Eagle R Aston Martin base. That could be quite hard. It's in a much bigger category than we are. That doesn't seem fair, but we're going to give it a bash nonetheless. How can you do? Beautiful, beautiful BMW. That Eagle R does look very mean. I absolutely love it. It's wild and crazy, but I'm certainly hoping we can win, even though there is a whole class difference between these two cars. The Eagle's in B class. We're in C class. Can we take the win? Let's find out. Let's go. Come on, BMW. You can do this. Off the line without jumping the lights this time. Into second. Into third. Quick look to see where the Eagle is gone. The Eagle has gone, and it will soon have landed. Too soon? Never mind. Let's just get into top gear and get across the line for our BMW and see what sort of lap times, what sort of speeds and times we get with this one. 13.740. Ever so slightly slower than our first run with a 13.735. So getting it pretty close. Still at the same top speed with 160 kilometers an hour. So that is what it is. But we did lose, which is unfortunate. But we're going to do another one just so we can make sure that base time is about right. 3 more randomizations. Let's find something new. 1, 2, and 3. The Sunline Racing Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 10. Roughly around the same tune. So this one should be a little bit closer. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Let's get into it. Let's go. I do love the tuner cars, and that Evo 10 looks absolutely fantastic. But I am hoping we can beat it in our what kind of looks like a bit of a standard BMW, realistically, compared to that. But there we go. We can win. We can do it. Let's go. Come on, BMW. Off the line. We didn't jump the lights again. Into second. Into third. Where is the Evo? Behind us. We are slowly pulling away. Please don't get a back here and just whip out in front of us. Let's get into top gear and get across the line and see what we've got for our final run of the day. 13.630. It is our fastest run of the day. Very, very happy about that one. That means we shaved almost a second and a half off of the starting time with the gearbox tune. It makes all the difference. Play around with it for a bit. Find your own setting. Did you get something quicker than us? Do let me know in the comments below. But that's enough of that. We already got our pitiful winnings from the drag tournament because we jumped the lights against my brother. Very embarrassing. But let's get this beautiful BMW back to the garage and see if we can sell it on for a nice bit of profit. The E21 is on the speeder board, and yeah, it's currently last. 4th out of 4, which isn't the best, but it is what it is. It's a great car nonetheless. 244 horsepower, 13.630 seconds to the quarter of a mile, with a top speed of 160 kilometers an hour in that time. Just a little bit different off the ones above it. But it is what it is. It was still a fun build nonetheless. But enough of that on the speeder board. Let's get back outside and get ready to say goodbye to the beautiful E21. So there we go. Not quite the greatest on the drag strip, but nonetheless, definitely a fun build. And it looks awesome in this black, white, and green color combination, in my opinion. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But let's talk some facts and figures. I bought the car for $19,650 and could have sold it at a loss at the beginning, losing out on $3,046. But we didn't do that. We spent a further $83,464 upgrading, tuning, modifying, entering a tournament, and painting this beautiful BMW. Can we make some money? Our total spend is $103,114. Let's get in. Let's take a look. Well, there she is, all 100% complete. The beautiful, lovely mod from Jackyl. A link in the description below if you want to grab this one. Also, the link to that livery in there as well. All 100% finished. A lot of mileage on this bad boy, but it is what it is. The engine, we did manage to tune it up. Not as high as we would have liked, but we managed to tune it nonetheless. From 125 horsepower up to 244. A gain of 95%, which I'm quite happy with. It wasn't quite a whole new engine, but we were close. Did cost us 103,114 to get there, though. Is there some money to be made? Yes. Yes, there is. With a sale of 244,854, take away what we spent, leaves us 141,740 profit from this beautiful E21 at BMW. But it is time to say goodbye. Off you go. I definitely enjoyed that. It's a lot of fun. And as you can see, the Salem Spectre's now in the correct place. We've lost the Chrysler, sorry, not BMW. We've lost the Chrysler at the end of there. But now the Salem Spectre is in its beautiful place in second place with our show car board. And our show car cars all sat out the front here. I absolutely love this one. It is one of my favorites. Such a beautiful car. But what have we got coming up next? Anyway, over to the trailer. This is the Volkswagen Golf, one of the latest mods by Lit. It looks absolutely fantastic. Let's get in and have a look. It is the Lit edition. You have to do a little Lit edition if you're doing a Lit mod. You don't have to, but they are a lot of fun. This is available, I believe, in the auction and the salon, and I've added the junkyard to it so that I could get it from the bad auction house or the junkyard as a wrecked car. Still low mileage. Obviously, it's 2023, so we're going to say it's flood damaged or something along those lines. Frame's in pretty good condition. In fact, everything's not too bad apart from the parts. But did we get a good deal for this one? Absolutely not. We never do. 33,738 is what I paid, and I could sell it for 29,014, as is, losing out on 4,724, which is never a good start. But the engine in this one is the i4 2-litre double overhead cam TFSI all-wheel drive engine. I think that we've got plenty of customizable options for that one. And with a much higher starting horsepower at 433, this one should be a lot more fun on the drag strip. This is what we are going to be working on next time. I can't wait for it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you join us back here on Monday for the beautiful Volkswagen Golf by Lit. What did you think of the 3 Series E21 BMW we did today? Let me know in the comments below. And if you liked it, leave a cheeky little like. Don't forget to subscribe. And you can also join the VM Garage Club members. Thank you to the members currently on screen. You are guys absolute heroes, and I love you for it. So helpful. You cannot possibly believe. Just that extra little bit of income is definitely beneficial to me. So if you want to join and help out the channel, click the join below. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful day, whatever it is you're getting up to. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Like and subscribe for Virtual Mechanic.